Hey, welcome guys to the insanity of CDTV. We are continuing our Nolan Ryan experiment to see if he can, using the STRAT-O-MATIC Advanced 74 out of production set, to see if Nolan Ryan can repeat his fairly extreme stats, his 200 walks and his 350 odd strikeouts. So pretty much we're on the money so far, and I'll be giving you some updates on the stats as we go. And it's going to be the first game in May. It's going to be a game uh, against the visiting Baltimore Orioles. And in 74, not a great team. Either it wasn't the Angels don't have that great of a team, and I don't remember Baltimore having that great of a team in 74. But let's see what happens, and let's see. It's going to be McNally for the Orioles versus, of course, the Express, Nolan Ryan. And I will see you guys on the tabletop. All right, here's the lineup for the Baltimore Orioles. Is Al Bunbury. He's in left field, followed by the center fielder Rich Coggins. He's a 3, by the way. Bobby Grich, a 1 at second base. He's batting third. Batting cleanup is Boog Powell, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Not a very good first baseman. Batting fifth is going to be Tommy Davis. And he is the DH. Seventh is a guy we had to create, Elrod Hendricks. He is the catcher. Batting seventh is Brooks Robinson, a 1 at third base. Another guy we had to create using the card viewer is a guy named Mike Reinbach, and he is the right fielder. And then, of course, batting ninth is Mark Belanger, the shortstop, another 1. So the Orioles have a pretty darn good defense. Let's see how they do on offense. Let's play ball. Now, Nolan Ryan in this game went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Let's see how he does. We're starting this game in the top of the second inning. It was a walk in the first, a double play, and then a strikeout. Now it's Boog Powell, and he's leading off, and let's do it. And that is a 6 and an 8, so it's off the pitcher against the lefty. A 6 and an 8 will be a base on balls. So Ryan walks the second man of the day, and that's Powell is on at first base. He's not a particularly good base stealer. We're going to slide some things down a little bit here so we can fit our field, our baseball field. There we go. And let's do it. Who is it up? Tommy Davis, right-handed hitter. And again, that's a 6 against a righty this time, and a 10, and that'll be a fly ball. Center field X with a 2. Our center fielder is Rivers, and did not write down the numbers this time. Rivers is a 3, so a 2 is probably going to be a hit. And it's a drive, and it's going to drop in for a base hit double. Digging for second is Davis, and he's in there. So that puts runners on second and third now. Ryan's in trouble. And infield will be back. We're going to try to prevent the big inning. And it's going to be Elrod Hendricks, left-handed hitter. Here's pitch. And that's a 4 and a 9er against a lefty. And struck him out. Big K for the Express. So Elrod Hendricks and his viewer card is out. Next is Brooks Robinson, second and third. I'm going to bring the infield in for this. Here's a pitch. And it's a 1 and a 4 against a righty, and that's going to be a fly ball. Center field. 4 is against a righty is going to be a fly ball center field question mark. Hold on a second, because it's a B and a question mark, so that's probably a question mark for somebody else, but a B gives you specific instructions. A B tells you it's a runner on third scores and runner on second can advance. Tommy Davis, I don't think he has great speed. The ball, of course, is hit to Rivers. And what kind of speed does Davis have? Davis is a 1-9, so Davis is going to hold up. Scoring on a sac fly is Powell. And that makes it 2 outs. All right, I look back at the rules, and I believe it's going to just be a fly out to center field. He can tag if he wants, but Powell is not going to tag against Rivers. Powell, first of all, doesn't have very good speed, and Rivers is a +2, but he's going to hold up. So it's second and third, and the batter is going to be Mike Reichbach, and that's a 3 and a 7 against the righty. And this is particularly small, and that's ball 4, so the bases are going to be loaded now. It's the third walk allowed by Ryan. And here comes the 9th place batter, Mark Belanger. Ryan checks in with Ellie Rodriguez for the sign. And the pitch, it's a 5 and a 3. So he's a righty, so it's going to be a 5 and a 3. That's ground ball third base and a 20. Third baseman is not very good. It's no, Oliver's in right field today. It's Paul Shaw. And Shaw, not sure, because we have to grab his card as well. So Shaw is a 4, and the ball hit the third base. And the 20 is going to be a ground ball, and he picks it up over to first, and that retires the side. So no runs on 1 hit and 2 walks. The bases are left loaded. And we move to the bottom of the second. I'm going to go over the lineup for the California Angels now. Dave McNally is on the mound for the Orioles, and he will be facing, let's go through the whole lineup. It's going to be Mickey Rivers leading off, playing center field. Batting second is a shortstop, Dave Chalk. Third is Bobby Valentine, the left fielder. The DH is Frank Robinson. Don't know what I did with him or where he went, but here he is. So Frank Robinson. Fifth is Bob Oliver, playing right field today. So 4 in right. Paul Shaw at third base. He's a 4. Tommy McCraw, the first baseman, at 2. Lefty hitter. Ellie Rodriguez batting 8th. He's a catcher, 2-2. And of course, it's a second baseman, Denny Doyle. And he is a 2 at second base. All right, so McNally is going to face Oliver. It was a grounder, a line out, a single, and a fielder's choice to end the first inning. We're in the bottom of the second, no score. And it's Bob Oliver coming to bat. Let's do it. Let's play ball. This is the Ryan experiment. This is game number 8. Pitch. And that's a 1 and a 9er against the lefty, McNally. A 1 and a 9 is a bouncer to third. Easy play for Brooks Robinson. Throws a strike to the first baseman, Boog Powell. Route number 1. Next is Paul Shaw. All right, here's Paul Shaw. The crowd is back into the game now. And that is off the pitcher, a 6 and an 11, which is a comebacker right back to the pitcher. And he is a 2 with a 6 that we rolled. And I think he will make that play. No, we're going to have to roll. Does he have a... He does not have an error number. So let's look at this other chart. All right, so back to the pitcher. He's a 2, and we roll the 6, and he'll make the play. 1 down. So we may have to use that other chart, the basic chart, because a lot of these players don't have an E number. This is the out of production set from 70, from 74. All right, next is Tommy McCraw with 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch. And that's a 3 and a 7 against a lefty. A 3 and a 7 will be a strikeout to end the inning. McNally gets McCraw with a curveball, no runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. Go to the top of the third, no score. Nolan Ryan going to be facing the top of the order. Bunbury, Coggins, and Bobby Grich. All right, so Ryan on the mound, and he's ready to roll against Bunbury, who's a left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. That's a 6 and a 12, and that'll be a fly ball left field X with an 11. Left fielder is Valentine, and Valentine in left field. Should have wrote all these numbers down. He is a left fielder of a 4 with a 0 arm. And will he catch that ball at an 11? Most likely. He will no. It drops in. And digging for second is the speedy Bunbury, and he's in there with a double, leadoff double for Al Bunbury. So just a ball that the left fielder Valentine never really read very well. He just kind of misjudged it, or just didn't get a good read off the bat and didn't get to it, and it dropped in there. Should have been caught. Here's Rich Coggins. It's another lefty. It's a 4 and a 5, and struck him out. Blows a fastball by Rich Coggins. He heads back to the bench with the bat on his shoulders. Here is Bobby Grich. Grich struck out in the first inning, and that's a 6 and a 9er against a righty, and that's going to be ball 4, the third walk allowed by Ryan. He's got 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. So Rich is on first and second, and here's Powell. And that's going to be a 5 and a 7. So that is he's another lefty. So it's a 5 and a 7. That's ball 4. That's going to load the bases. So Ryan is in trouble with 1 out here in the top of the third. He's got the bases loaded, and up comes Tommy Davis. It's Tommy Davis with Elrod Hendricks on deck. 1 out, bases loaded. Nolan Ryan. He's going to have to reach back for a little extra here to get out of this tight situation. Here's a pitch. Infield will be back. We're looking for the double, well, halfway. We're looking for the double play. It's a 1 and a 6, and that's going to be a drive, and that's going to fall in there, cut off by Mickey Rivers. 1 run scores. They're waving Grich around. Going to third is Powell. The ball is cut off. It's a 2-run single by Tommy Davis, who comes up huge here with a 1. It looks like a 1-6, and 13 is going to be that split single. It's the righty Ryan. So Ryan gives up a big hit with the bases loaded. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're back. All right, it's Elrod Hendricks. Only one out. Runners on first and third. We're going to, in this case, we are going to bring the infield in. Here's a pitch to Elrod. And that's a 6 and a 6 against the lefty, and that's a drive. In the gap on the run is Rivers, and that's going to allow a run to score deep enough to get Boog Powell in from third base. So RBI sacrifice fly for Elrod Hendricks, and it's 3-0 Orioles. Brooks Robinson is next. And that's a 4 and a 7. Again, it's off the pitcher, struck him out to end the inning. So Ryan is tagged for 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. And the Angels trail by 3 now, with the Orioles up. And the Angels coming to bat. It's going to be the bottom of the order. McNally is going to face Ellie Rodriguez. Pitch from Rodriguez. And that's a 5 and an 8. Will be off McNally. He's a righty. A 5 and an 8 will be lined and caught by the third baseman Robinson, who leaves his feet and makes an outstanding catch. Next is Denny Doyle with a 3 and a 7. And that's line base hit for Doyle. A single to right, played on a hop by the right fielder. So it's Mike Reinbach with 1 on. What was it, a 3 and a, hold on a second. It was a 3 and a 7. It's a single. And then it's Mickey Rivers is up. Why was I looking at Reinbach? I have no idea right now. So it's Mickey Rivers is up. And Rivers is a decent hit and run guy, so we're going to send Doyle on a hit and run. And we rolled an 8 on a hit and run, and he's a B. And it's going to be a bouncer to second base. Runner moves up. So 2 outs, and here comes Dave Chalk. Pitch from McNally. And it is a 4. He's a righty. A 4 and a 3 will be grounded to first. On a 17, first baseman is Powell. I believe he's a 4. Pretty sure he's a 4. And Powell will make the play. So it's a G3, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We're at the top of the 4th. Here comes Ryan, the Express. He will be facing Mike Reinbach. And here's a pitch from Ryan. That is a 5. Reinbach is a lefty, so it's a 5 and a 6, and that's ball 4. That's walk number 4, I believe, for Ryan. Ryan's average is about 5.5 walks per game. And he's right on it. So next is going to be Mark Belanger, and not a great hit and run guy, but an excellent bunter, and we're going to bunt with him. And that's a 4. Belanger squares. A bunter, and the batter beats out bunt. Runners advance 1 base. So it's going to be a single, infield single. The ball hit towards the first baseman, and Belanger ran right by the sluggish first baseman, Tommy McCraw. That puts runners on first and second with Al Bunbury coming up, and Bunbury not a great bunter, not a great hit and run guy, so he's going to swing away here against Ryan. See what Ryan can do. Again, Ryan with nobody out, runs on first and second, and that's a 5 and an 11 against the lefty. A 5 and 11 is a fly out center field X with a 19. Center fielder Rivers is a 3. And the 319 is going to be roll the D20 again. And it's a 1. That's going to be trouble. That's going to be an out. Outfield out. Oh, okay. Wow. Outfield 4. And that's going to be runners hold. So it's a fly ball center field. Runners on first and second. They will hold. So Bunbury cracks one to center, and Rivers is right there. Next is Coggins, Rich Coggins. That's a 1 and a 5, and that's going to be a ground ball, second base A. That's hit to Doyle, goes to chalk for 1, back to first, double play. And the Angels defense gets Ryan out of a heap of trouble. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. All right, Bobby Valentine leading off. See if they can get to McNally. They've really struggled. So far, they have 2 singles. Bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. He's a righty, so it's going to be a 5 and a 6, and that's a fly ball center field. Right there is Coggins, and he grabs it for out number 1. Next up is Frank Robinson. Good power. And it's a 1 and a 7 against lefty, and that's a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. So Robinson muscles one, and he gets a double out of it. A 1-out double for Frank Robinson. Still got it. He's in the twilight of his career, but still hitting like he's in his youth. Here's Bob Oliver, and that's a 2 and a 5 against the lefty. A 2 and a 5 is a 1-8 single, but it's a 12, and that's lined and caught by the shortstop. So rip, but Belanger is positioned perfectly and goes up and brings it down. So Belanger left his feet and reached it. So that's 2 outs, and here's Paul Shaw. And this time he's a righty, so it's a 4 and a 4, and that'll be a catcher X with a 13. Catcher Elrod Hendricks is what? That's a good question. What is Elrod Hendricks? Is a 4 catcher. So Elrod Hendricks, a 4 catcher. We rolled a 13. And here it is. 4 catcher, 13, and that's a pass ball, followed by a foul out. So going to third is Robinson, but then the ball is fouled out to the catcher. That ends the inning. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. And we go to top of the 5th inning. In the top of the 5th, it's going to be Rich, Boog Powell, and Tommy Davis. So Nolan Ryan has his work cut out for him here in the top of the 5th. The heart of the order for the Orioles. Grich today is struck out and walked. Here's the pitch from Ryan. Ryan with a column 6 and an 8, and that's ball 4. And that is walk number 4, 5, 6 so far. 6 walks for the Express. He actually walked 4 in this game. And next up is Boog Powell, first pitch. And he's a lefty, so it's a 4 and a 9er, and it struck him out. Blows the fastball by Powell, who is overpowered. And next is Tommy Davis, who's got a double and a 2-run single. First pitch. And that's going to be a 4 and a 7. Struck him out, back-to-back Ks. That is for 6 Ks for Ryan. Elrod Hendricks is next. Here's the pitch, and that's a 3 and an 11. And 11 is bounced to the, looks like the third baseman. Hold on a second. That's particularly small. Looks like the first baseman. And that'll be McCraw who makes the play. No runs, no hits, a walk, one man left. And bottom of the fifth, here we come. Let's see if the Angels can get something going against Dave McNally, who so far made it very, very difficult for the Angels here. It'll be Tommy McCraw. Let's move this up just a little bit. I got a new field in the background, a more modern field. Well, modern in that the mat is modern. The field is not so modern. It's Wrigley Field. So it's a 4 and a 9er, and a 4 against a lefty. A 4 and a 9 is going to be line base hit. So McCraw goes the other way. Lines a single, slaps a single to left field. Left fielder Bumbry gets it in quickly, and next is Ellie Rodriguez. Here's a pitch. It's a 2 and a 10, and that's a fly ball, left field. Bumbry's there for the first out. Back to first goes McCraw. Next is Danny Doyle. First pitch, and that's a 2 and an 8 against the lefty, and that's popped up right side. First baseman Boo Powell makes the catch. Top of the order, Nick the Quick. The pitch, and that is a 4 to the lefty, a 4 and a 9er, and that's a check swing, a little blooper, and over the head of the third baseman Robinson into left field. Stopping at second will be McCraw. So we got first and second here with 2 outs. Big opportunity for Dave Chalk. Dave Chalk steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. He's 0 for 2. He's lined out and grounded out. McNally gets a sign from Elrod Hendricks, and here's the pitch, and that's a 6. A 6 and a 3 versus the righty, and a 3 is a bouncer right back to the mound. McNally gloves it over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and the Angels let an opportunity go by the wayside. And here come the Orioles once again. Nolan Ryan will be facing the bottom of the order. Robinson, Reinbach, and Belanger. Here's the pitch from Ryan. It's a 5 and a 5 against the righty, and that's ball 4. Looks like a sudden walk, I think. Next is Al Bumbry. I'm sorry, next is going to be Reinbach. Yeah, Reinbach is a hit and run D and a bunting goal, so he's just going to swing away, and it's a 4 and an 8 against the lefty, and that's a strikeout. Ryan gets him for out number 1, and that is strikeout number 7 for the Express. Next up is Mark Belanger. And I'll tell you, this game was developed in the late 40s. The development began in the late 40s, and it started out as a card game, eventually became what it is, but it does have that that retro feel to it for sure. So really, when you play it, you really, get taken back into the 50s and 60s for sure. All right, here's Mark Belanger, and Belanger is an A bunter. He bunted earlier and got a hit out of it. He's going to bunt again here, and that's an 8. And a sacrifice 8 will be batter is thrown out. This time the batter is thrown out. Runner advances 1 base. So the ball's hit to the right side. First baseman plays it and tags Belanger, but the runner goes to second. So Robinson is on its second base in scoring position. Scores 3-0. McNally pitching a shutout. only allowed 5 hits so far, 6 hits in this game, and has not walked the batter. So remember on second, Al Bunbury, and here's the pitch from Ryan. It's a 1 and an 8 against the righty, and that's a fly ball. Right field on the run is Oliver, and Oliver makes a nice running catch. So that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. And here come the Angels, bottom of the 5th. Let's see if they can get something going. This game is kind of taking its time to develop. All right, here's Paul Shaw leading it off. Nope, again, my cards are all messed up. So Shaw will be somewhere back here, right before McCraw. So hold on a second. Valentine, Robinson. Let me get Oliver. Hold on. All right, we're ready. Pitch to Bobby Valentine, leading it off. And it's a 3 and a 7, and that's line base hit center field. So he rips one, a rope to center. Bobby Valentine gets good wood on that one, and he's 2 for 3 today. Next is Frank Robinson, 3-0 Orioles. Pitch from McNally, and that's a 4 and a 9er versus the righty, and that's going to be a drive, and that's going to get cut off by the center fielder Coggins. Going to third is Valentine. So the Angels start off with the first 2 men getting hits, and we got first and third. So McNally is in the 6th. His point of weakness starts in the 7th, so he's still good. First and third, Bob Oliver. Let's see what Oliver can do. Pitch. Infield's halfway, looking for that double play. And it's going to be a 6 and a 7 versus the righty, and that struck him out. Big K for Dave McNally, and Oliver disgusted with himself. So first and third, 1 out now, and here's Paul Shaw. And Shaw is just swinging away. Here's the pitch, and that's a 3 and a 12 against the lefty, and that's going to be lined and caught by the third baseman and tags the bag, and they got Valentine. So it's going to be a double play, 5 and 5. Third baseman caught the line drive, and all he had to do was touch the base with the glove, and it beat the glove, and the ball beat Valentine back to the bag at third. Valentine is disgusted with his head down, and he's hearing some boos from the crowd. Go to the top of the 7th now. So Ryan going to have to, offense is not helping him, no runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And the Angels had runners on first and third and were not able to capitalize with nobody out. There's a strikeout and then a line drive double play. So here is Rich Coggins leading off. Ryan with the pitch. And that's a 3 and a 7 against the righty, and that's bounced to first. McCraw with the play, steps on the bag ahead of Coggins, 1 away. Next is Bobby Grich, the pitch. It's a 5 and a 10 to the righty, and that's a strikeout. Blew it by him. Grich had no chance. Flails at it. A week late, and Blue Power with 2 out. It'll be a 2 and a 3, and that is bounced to first base. Easy play from McCraw. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. So easy inning for the Express. And we go down to the bottom of the 7th. The 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ballpark. Here's Dave McNally. He's on the mound. This is his point of weakness, 7th inning. And it's Tommy McGraw leading off. Here's the pitch. And that's a 2 and a 5, and that'll be bounced to short. Scooped up by Belanger. Throws a strike, gets him out, 1 down. Ellie Rodriguez is next. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's a 3 and a 5 against the lefty. And that'll be a fly ball, center field. Rich Coggins drifts under it, 2 down. Here's Denny Doyle, 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-0 Orioles. And it's a 2 and an 11 against the lefty. A 2-11, and that's popped up. Middle infield, shortstop, second baseman come together, and it's Belanger who calls off Grich. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 8th, here we come. Nolan Ryan will face Davis, Hendricks, and Robinson. All right, Davis steps in, and it's a 3 and a 5er, and that is a ground ball up the middle and through in the center field for a leadoff single. Elrod Hendricks going to swing away, and that's a 4 and a 7 against the lefty, and that's a strikeout. So, second time that he's gotten Hendricks. 1 down, 1 on, 1 up, 1 out. Here's Brooks Robinson is next. And that's a 1 and a 9er, and that's a line drive, base hit to left. Runner will stop at second, first and second. And here's Reinbach with a 2 and a 3, and that will be a strikeout. Let's double check that. Yes, it is. So Ryan gets him with the curveball this time. And here is Mark Belanger, 2 on, 2 out. And it's a 4 and a 6 against the righty, and that's a strikeout. So Ryan, he gives up a couple of hits, but then strikes out the side. And he's got, let's see, he's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts so far. So we have 1 more inning to go. We're in the bottom of the 8th. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And we're at the bottom of the 8th inning. McNally's still in there for the Orioles. We're going to try to see if we can get a double complete game here. That's why I like playing the older seasons. And Mickey Rivers, make it quick. And that's a 6 and an 8. And the 6 and an 8 is going to be Splitsville, and that's a drive down the line into the corner, and that's going to be a double for Mickey Rivers. A leadoff double. Here's Dave Chalk. And that's a 1 and a 7, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Rivers will hold. Bobby Valentine's next. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch to Valentine, and a 3 and a 9er. And that's going to be bounced to third. Third baseman Robinson looks Rivers back. 2 out. And here's Frank Robinson. Robinson's got 2 hits, a double and a single. He's 2 for 3 today, and here's the pitch. It's a 1 and a 7, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders, roll to the wall. Robinson, 1 hop off the wall. He drove that, and it's going to be an RBI. RBI double for Frank Robinson. So here's Bob Oliver. Pitch from McNally. It's 3-1 now. It's a 1 and a 7, and that's going to be a base hit. That'll bring Robinson around. 3-2 now, and it looks like we may go to the bullpen. Not too sure yet. He's giving up 3 hits. Okay, so he is, yep. And Doyle Alexander is going to come in to pitch. And he will be facing Paul Shaw. And we need to bring in a pinch hitter in this situation. It'll be a guy named Morris Nettles. And Nettles will stay in, and he will play. Can he play third base? No. We'll bring in, I don't know, we'll bring in somebody. So Nettles is going to pinch hit. And here's the pitch. There's tying run is at first base. And 2 outs. Here's a pitch. It's 3-2. It's a 4 against a lefty. A 4 and a 4 is a grounder shortstop, X with a 6. Shortstop is a 1, and that will be a ball that Belanger gets to over to first and makes the play. So 2 runs come in on 3 hits. Scores 3-2 as we go to the 9th inning. So Doyle Alexander gets the pinch hitter, and all right, top of the 9th. It's going to be Nolan Ryan versus Bunbury. Bunbury today is 1 for 3 with a walk and a double. Scored a run. It's going to be a 1 and a 10 versus the righty, and it's a fly ball right field. In the gap on the run is the Bob Oliver, and Bob Oliver again gets a good read on that ball and makes a fine running catch. So Bob Oliver may see more time in the outfield. Usually plays third base. Here's the pitch. And that's a 6 and a 6 against Coggins. 66, and that is a drive and caught by Rivers. So Coggins gets robbed. Another nice play by the Angels outfield. 2 outs from Bobby Grich. And that's a 2 and a 12, and that'll be a bounce to the short. Chalk makes the play, 3 up and 3 down. Here come the Angels. They trail by 1 run, 3-2. So Nolan Ryan looks like he's going to get a complete game. So far, we'll see what happens. Grant Jackson is going to be the new pitcher. I believe he is their closer. Not totally sure, but he seems to be the closer. They actually used him in this game. So it's going to be the lefty McCraw. I'm going to take a quick look at the hitters we have. And we're just going to let McCraw bat, even though he's a lefty. Yeah, we're going to just let him bat. All right, here's the pitch to Tom McCraw from Grant Jackson. It's going to be a 5 and an 8. Struck him out. Curveball. Gets McCraw out in front. 1 down. So the Angels are down to their last 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Ellie Rodriguez. It's a 3 and a 7. And that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to make it to the wall. And Rodriguez into second base with a stand-up double, a 1-out double. So we need a pinch runner here. Yeah, we do. I'm going to grab a pinch runner. Let's see who we got available. All right, so Sandy Alomar is going to run. He's a 1-16, so he's going to replace Ellie Rodriguez. It's going to be Denny Doyle batting. So we will let Doyle bat. I believe. Let's quickly look here. We will let Doyle bat. Here's the pitch. Doyle against Jackson. So pinch runner is Sandy Alomar. Here's the pitch. And he's a lefty on lefty. It's a 6 and a 6. Struck him out. Big K for Grant Jackson. So the Angels are down to their last out. It's the leadoff hitter, Mickey Rivers. Mick the Quick today is 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Mick can hit, that's for sure. So Jackson checks in with Ron Hendricks, and he sets some deals. Tying run at second base takes his lead. He's going to be off on contact, so he'll score 2 outs, hopefully. And that's going to be a 3 and a 6 against the lefty, a 3 and a 6. That's ball 4. Mickey Rivers doesn't walk very often, but he does here. Holy smokes. 3 and a 6 is a base on balls. And that's going to bring up the righty, Dave Chalk, with first and second. The go-ahead run at first base, the tying run at second base. And Dave Chalk, the batter. Chalk today is 0 for 4, lined out, grounded out twice, and then flied out. So he's due. Grant Jackson checks in with Elrod, and he shakes him off, doesn't like what he sees. And here's the pitch by Jackson. And that's going to be a 4 and an 8 against a righty, and that's going to be ball 4. It's going to load the bases. Holy smokes. We got an exciting game going here. The tying run at third base, the winning run at second base, and here comes Bobby Valentine. Now, Bobby Valentine's batting third for the Angels, so they see potential in him. He can play a bunch of positions, play second base, third base, left field, center field, shortstop, so he can play all over the place. Right-handed hitter. Today, he's 2 for 4, actually, so he's been hitting the ball today. Grant Jackson has his hands full. The pressure is on here with the bases loaded now. So he gave up a one-out double and then picked up the second out with a second strikeout in the inning, and now he's walked 2 in a row. Rivers, who doesn't walk very often, and Dave Chalk, and that loads the bases for Bobby Valentine. So this is a big opportunity for Bobby Valentine here, a clutch situation. Let's see if he can come through for the Angels. And Nolan Ryan and Jackson checks in for the sign, likes what he sees, and he winds a set sand deal. And that's going to be a 5 and a 5 against the righty, a 5 and a 5. Struck him out, and that's the ball game. Valentine, frustrated with himself, breaks the bat over his knee, heads back to the bench, and the Orioles pull it out here in California by a score of 3-2. So no runs, 1 hit in that last inning. The Angels, can't say they didn't make it exciting. In the last 2 innings, they really started putting pressure on the Orioles. So that's 4 hits, 6 hits, 8 hits, 9 hits, 10 hits, 12 hits for the Angels. Did the Angels commit any errors? None that I can see. Any errors for the Baltimore? Nope. Baltimore had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. So 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Baltimore Orioles. 2 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Angels. So the Angels out-hit the Orioles, yet they still lost the game 3-2. Nolan Ryan takes the loss. He falls to 5 and 3 now. And Ryan went the distance, 9, gave up the 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs. Walked, how many did we say he walked? He walked 7, and he struck out 11. So what a game, excellent game, 3-2 final score. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe and join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. You will have a great time there. The lounge, the Universal Baseball Association lounge, and definitely there's a lot of fun that we go back and forth there, and you'll pick that up right away. And it's a fun group with a lot of good content. And I believe that's it for today. So this is start number 8. Ryan loses it. Ryan goes 9 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 7 walks, 11 strikeouts, and he's on his way. I'll start adding some stats for you. Got to just put in stats for game 7, and this is game 8. I have all the other stats, and we'll talk a little bit about stats in the next start.